I need to be honest with you from the start. This isn't one of those videos where everything turns out okay. There's no comforting twist. What I'm about to share has genuinely kept me awake at night. And once these ideas get into your head, they're incredibly hard to shake. If you came here looking for hopeful space content, you might want to click away now. The universe is incomprehensibly vast. And it is completely, utterly silent. Blaise Pascal, this brilliant mathematician from the 1600s, wrote that the eternal silence of infinite space frightened him. And remember, Pascal lived when humanity barely understood what stars were. Today, we know so much more. And that silence should terrify us even more. Because when we look out with our telescopes, we're not just seeing distant objects, we're looking at time itself. Billions of years of opportunity. Countless chances for life to arise. Endless possibilities for intelligence to emerge and spread. And yet what confronts us is absence. No radio signals that couldn't be explained naturally. No megastructures harvesting star energy. No unmistakable signs of technological activity. Nothing. Here's why this bothers me so much. Intelligence, once it appears, tends to grow. Not morally, but physically. It expands. Look at humans. We crossed oceans in boats that should have sunk. We climbed mountains that killed most who tried. We settled deserts with nothing but stubbornness. Expansion isn't a choice for intelligent species. It's a consequence of existing. Now imagine that same drive operating on galactic scales. A civilization just slightly older than us, maybe a few million years ahead, with technology only modestly more advanced. Given enough time, even modest technology becomes unstoppable. And time. The universe has that in ridiculous excess. The Milky Way is 13 billion years old. Earth has existed for about 4.5 billion. Human civilization? Maybe 10,000 years. That's not even a rounding error. If intelligent life appeared elsewhere even 1% of the universe's age earlier, they'd have had hundreds of millions of years to spread. With even slow expansion, they would fill the galaxy. Not because they're ambitious conquerors, simply because that's what happens given time. And if that happened, we would see it. The galaxy would look old, lived in, modified. But we see absolutely none of that. The more we learn, the worse this gets. Planets are common. Water is everywhere. The chemistry for life is scattered across the cosmos. And yet here we are, alone. Some reach for ancient aliens, but that falls apart immediately. Extraordinary events leave traces. We have none that survive scrutiny. Others say we just haven't looked enough, or intelligence is rare, or we're early. But these answers feel desperate. Life on Earth appeared almost immediately once conditions allowed. Whatever life requires, it's not extraordinarily difficult, which means if life emerges easily and intelligence is a natural outcome, then intelligence should be common in the universe. And if it's common, its complete absence demands explanation. Here's the pattern. Every time humanity believed we were special or unique, we were wrong. Earth isn't the center. The sun isn't unique. Our galaxy isn't special. Yet now we're tempted to believe we're the only intelligence in 13 billion years? That's not humility. That's denial. If you're still with me, hit that subscribe button. We're exploring questions that don't have easy answers, and you won't want to miss where this goes. So here's the uncomfortable truth. If intelligence tends to spread, if the galaxy is old enough, and if life's ingredients are abundant, then the silence isn't natural. It's the result of something that prevents civilizations from becoming visible, something that stops them before they reach galactic scales. Before we ask why the universe is silent, we need to understand how loud it should be. And that's where the math gets disturbing. Let me show you something that changed how I think about this. Imagine the slowest possible galactic expansion. No faster than light travel, no warp drives. Just ships traveling at speeds comparable to our current probes, tens of kilometers per second. At those speeds, reaching a nearby star takes hundreds of thousands of years. Then add this. After arriving, each colony waits 100,000 years before sending new ships. This is expansion slowed to absurdity. And yet, even with these ridiculous constraints, the entire Milky Way fills in less than 1 billion years. That might sound long. But the Milky Way is 13 billion years old. 1 billion years is less than 8% of its age. Here's the scary part. Dinosaurs dominated Earth for 165 million years. If any civilization existed during that time, traveling even 1,000 times slower than light, they'd have reached us by now. Not deliberately. Simply by existing long enough. Once expansion begins, each new colony becomes another starting point. The process accelerates exponentially. This isn't speculation, it's mathematics. Some models show colonization in just tens of millions of years, a cosmic eye blink. A civilization emerging 50 million years before us should have left visible marks across the galaxy. But the sky remains untouched, which leaves us with narrowing possibilities. Either intelligent civilizations almost never arise, or they arise but don't last. The first option gets harder to defend with every exoplanet we discover. Life appears opportunistic, seizing chances wherever they appear. Which brings us to the second option, the one that keeps me awake. Something prevents civilizations from reaching maturity. Something interrupts them before they become visible. Not occasionally, every single time. Because if even one had succeeded, the galaxy wouldn't look like this. The absence of evidence has become evidence itself, and the explanation can't be about distance or caution, because even slow, careful expansion eventually fills space. Which means, somewhere between simple life and galactic intelligence, something intervenes. Something universal. Something final. And maybe this unsettles me most. Maybe we don't see others because we don't recognize what intelligence becomes. We've been asking, where is everyone? But that question assumes intelligence will look like something we recognize. History suggests otherwise. Everything we imagine about aliens is shaped by what we've experienced. We give them eyes because we have eyes. We assume communication because we communicate. This isn't creative failure. It's cognitive limitation. All Earth life shares a common origin. Our intelligence isn't universal. It's a local adaptation to specific primate problems. If intelligence arises elsewhere with independent origin, there's no reason it should resemble us at all. It might not use biology, it might not think in sequences, it might not experience anything we'd call emotion or curiosity. In that case, silence doesn't mean absence. It means mismatch. Even on Earth, intelligence doesn't guarantee understanding. Humans share everything and still catastrophically misread each other across cultures. Now stretch that gap across species, across planets, across different substrates of existence. Contact might be something we don't recognize as contact at all. Here's where it gets weird. Biological intelligence is fundamentally slow. But artificial intelligence could process information millions of times faster. At that speed, watching humans think would be like watching geology. Predictable, slow, boring. If intelligence naturally creates AI that surpasses it, what we should find isn't biological civilizations. It's post-biological intelligence. Entities that shed biology for efficiency. Minds existing in ways we can't detect, because they've moved beyond manipulating matter, obviously. From our perspective, scanning for radio and heat signatures, that looks like nothing. We're looking for technological adolescence, a brief loud phase. But if civilizations rapidly transition to forms that don't interact with physical space observably, the visible window might be vanishingly small. The universe could be full of minds with no reason to interact with matter like we do. And then there's what genuinely unsettles me. Maybe advanced intelligence doesn't value what we assume is universal. Survival, expansion, legacy. Those are biological drives shaped by evolution. Sufficiently advanced intelligence might find no meaning in growth, no purpose in persistence. Intelligence doesn't conquer the galaxy. It withdraws into virtual realities more interesting than physical space, or into states we can't conceive. The silence might be choice, or optimization, or transcendence. But whether intelligence is vanished, became invisible, or transcended, the result is the same. A universe where intelligence doesn't announce itself, which forces a personal question. If intelligence outgrows visibility and our current phase is brief and unstable, what are we becoming? Drop a comment. Are you convinced by transcendence or something darker? Because we need to talk about the darkest possibility. A filter built into development itself. There's a concept I wish stayed academic. The Great Filter. The idea is simple. Rising from lifeless chemistry to galactic civilization requires passing through steps. Each step filters out survivors. Somewhere, there's a barrier so severe that almost nothing passes through. We don't know where it is. That uncertainty is the source of existential dread. The filter could be behind us. Maybe life's origin is unimaginably rare. If true, we've passed the hardest test. We're alone but safe. But the filter might lie ahead. That means, while life is common and intelligence emerges easily, something later reliably destroys civilizations before they become visible. This isn't pessimism. It's inference from absence. Self-destruction is the obvious candidate. Technology advances faster than wisdom. Weapons become absolute before we develop discipline not to use them. The list is already familiar. Nuclear war, engineered pandemics, climate change, AI misalignment, runaway nanotechnology. We're approaching these filters simultaneously, right now, with no clear indication we'll navigate them. If most civilizations hit these barriers and fail, the Great Filter isn't theoretical. It's the next few centuries. But there are darker possibilities. Civilizations might survive early dangers only to abandon reality entirely. Why explore harsh space when you can create perfect virtual worlds? Advanced intelligence withdraws into simulation. Expansion becomes pointless. Stars become irrelevant. From outside, that looks exactly like extinction. Then there's predation. What if mature intelligences actively suppress emerging civilizations? Not from malice, from logic. On Earth, new intelligent species don't arise because we occupy that niche. Extrapolate to cosmic scales. The silence might be carefully maintained. And when we get too loud, too visible, we get noticed. I really hope that's not happening. Finally, the most disturbing possibility. Intelligence itself might be fundamentally unstable. Evolution doesn't optimize for truth or survival, just immediate success. Most experiments fail. What if intelligence looks promising but ultimately doesn't work? A strategy that burns bright, develops technology, then collapses under its own complexity. If intelligence creates contradictions faster than solutions, reaching our level might be as far as species get. The silence isn't a mystery. It's a pattern repeated across billions of years, which brings the filter terrifyingly close. If intelligence destroys itself after developing technology, the future we imagine, spreading through stars, lasting presence, might never arrive. Not because we failed specifically, but because success is inherently unstable. The Great Filter isn't just hypothesis. It's a warning written in silence. The quiet we observe might not be behind us. It might be directly ahead. Our task isn't searching for company. It's understanding what destroyed everyone before us and somehow avoiding the same fate. The universe isn't empty by accident. It's quiet for a reason, and we might be about to discover what that reason is. I need to hear from you. What do you think the Great Filter is? Behind us? Ahead? Are we in the middle of it? Drop honest thoughts below. And if this changed how you see humanity's future, share it with someone who can handle these ideas. The next few centuries might determine whether we join the silence or somehow break it. I don't know which is more likely, but I know which one I'm hoping for. Thanks for watching. Assuming there is a next one.